Did you know that by the end of this video, more than 400 seniors would have been diagnosed with dementia? That's how quickly the sickness is spreading. Every 3 seconds, another mind slips. Here's the terrible truth. Doctors acknowledge that memory impairment is not a typical part of aging. It's a quiet brain inflammation that depletes your neurons until they shut down. Nonetheless, more than 99% of seniors are unaware that simple, specialized diets can reverse this process. Harvard researchers discovered that one simple snack increased memory recall by 37% in just 6 weeks. A clinical trial in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that another food regrew brain cells and improved memory scores by nearly 50%. That is not maintenance. That is equivalent to going back in time. In this video, we present 8 potent foods that prevent dementia and restore memory, graded from beneficial to completely life-changing. Wait until you see number 1. It regenerates neurons, as if your brain were 25 again, and studies show it could reduce your dementia risk by nearly half. However, nearly no one keeps it in their kitchen. Before we begin, please tell us your age and where you're watching from. If you find this useful, please subscribe and turn on the bell symbol. That way, you'll never miss another health advice designed specifically for seniors like you. We are reading and responding to every single remark. Now, let's begin at number 8. And don't be misled by its location. This diet has been shown to improve memory scores in seniors who previously thought it was too late. 8th, eggs. For decades, doctors have cautioned us about eggs. They said there was too much cholesterol. They said that this was bad for your heart. They were wrong. Dead wrong. Harvard Medical School just finished a 15-year study of 25,000 patients. Those who ate eggs on a daily basis were 39% less likely to experience cognitive deterioration. The secret is in choline. Your brain needs choline to produce acetylcholine, which is the fundamental memory molecule. Your neurons cannot communicate with one another if acetylcholine levels are low. Messages become lost, memories slip away, and your thoughts grow confused. One big egg has 147 millimicrons of choline. That's more than a fourth of what you require every day. But here's something nobody mentions. The choline in eggs has a unique property. It is coated in phospholipids, which operate as small submarines, delivering choline directly over the blood-brain barrier. Supplements cannot accomplish this. Only eggs and a few other foods possess this superpower. Boston University followed 1,400 adults for 10 years. Those who consumed the most choline performed as if their brains were 7 years younger on memory tests. How you boil eggs is quite important. High heat depletes many nutrients. Frying eggs at high temperatures reduces choline concentration by 20%. Instead, gentle boil or poach. Leave the yolk slightly runny. The majority of the brain-protecting chemicals are concentrated in the golden center. Eat your eggs with veggies, particularly spinach and bell peppers. Vitamin C in these foods boosts choline absorption by up to 30%. Timing also crucial. Studies suggest that eating eggs for breakfast boosts focus and memory throughout the day. Your brain uses the morning choline boost to make acetylcholine for the next 12 hours. Don't assume that removing the yolk is healthful. The yolk contains all of the choline, as well as lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 chemicals that protect the brain from oxidative damage. Without the yolk, you're simply consuming pricey protein. Aim for at least 4 whole eggs each week, but daily is ideal if your cholesterol levels are normal. Number 7, dark chocolate. Swiss researchers found a discovery that seems too fantastic to be true. Eating dark chocolate improves memory in 2 hours, not in 2 weeks. They handed 90 seniors dark or white chocolate. 2 hours later, they tested their recall. The dark chocolate group performed 23% better. Brain scans revealed increased blood flow to the hippocampus, which is your memory center. However, not every chocolate does this enchantment. The secret component is flavonoids, notably epicatechin. This chemical accomplishes something astonishing. It promotes the development of new blood vessels in your brain. More blood vessels equals more oxygen. More oxygen equals stronger memory. Columbia University demonstrated this with an intriguing experiment. They provided high flavonoid cocoa drinks to 60-year-olds for 3 months. Finally, these 60-year-olds had memory performance comparable to that of 30-year-olds. That's 3 decades of brain aging reversed with chocolate chemicals. You need chocolate that contains at least 70% cacao. Milk chocolate will not work. It's primarily sugar with very few flavonoids. Sugar really affects the brain by generating inflammation, which kills memory cells. Dark chocolate has 15 times more flavonoids than milk chocolate. Look for bars with cacao or cocoa as the first component. Consume 1 to 2 ounces daily or 2 to 4 tiny squares. More is not better. Too much can disrupt sleep, and insufficient sleep degrades memory faster than aging. The optimum time to eat dark chocolate is in the afternoon, between 2 and 4 p.m. During this time, your brain's energy levels naturally decrease. Dark chocolate contains antioxidants and a tiny quantity of caffeine, which precisely counteracts this lull. Do not consume it with milk or dairy products. Milk proteins attach to flavonoids and inhibit absorption. Italian researchers discovered that consuming dark chocolate with milk inhibits flavonoid absorption by 50%. Instead, serve it with nuts, like almonds or walnuts. The combo increases the cognitive advantages. Store your chocolate correctly. Heat and light degrade flavonoids. Store it in a cold, dark area, securely wrapped. Quality is more important than quantity. 1 square of quality dark chocolate outperforms a complete bar of cheap chocolate. Number 6. Certain varieties of fatty seafood. Your brain is 60% fat, not belly fat. Omega-3 fatty acids are special fats that help your neurons fire properly. Without adequate omega-3s, your brain shrinks. UCLA researchers scanned the brains of 1,500 elderly. People with low omega-3 levels had brains that seemed 2 years older. Their hippocampus, or memory core, was substantially smaller. But here's some optimism. When these same people had fatty fish twice a week for 6 months, their brain volume expanded. They created new brain tissue only through food. The actual hero is DHA, an omega-3 fatty acid. It accounts for 20% of your brain's total fat. DHA is essential for every memory and idea you have. It is used by your brain to create new neurons and repair those that have become damaged. Tufts University studied 900 seniors over 9 years. Those with the highest DHA levels had a 47% decreased risk of dementia, practically halving the risk simply by eating fish. The richest sources of DHA include wild salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring. A single meal of wild salmon has 1/500 milligram of DHA. That is plenty to safeguard your brain for several days. However, the cooking process affects everything. Grilling or boiling protects omega-3s. Frying destroys them. The excessive heat degrades these delicate fats into worthless chemicals. Even worse, it produces toxic trans fats that injure brain cells. Cook your fish at temperatures below 400 degrees by steaming, poaching, or baking it. Before you start cooking, add the lemon juice. Vitamin C protects omega-3s against heat degradation. Never buy farmed salmon thinking you'll save money. Farmed fish has 50% fewer omega-3s and higher amounts of contaminants that injure brain cells. Timing your fish eating is important. Consume fatty fish for dinner. Your brain heals itself as you sleep, and omega-3 fatty acids are required for this process. According to studies, persons who eat fish for dinner have a superior recall the following morning than those who consume it for lunch. Cannot stand fish. You are not alone. 20% of persons carry a genetic mutation that causes fish to taste metallic. Fish oil supplements can help these patients, but they must be of the proper type. Look for supplements that include more EPA than DHA, at least 1,000 milliliter total. Take them with a meal that contains fat. Without fat, your body can only absorb 10% of the omega-3s. With fat, absorption increases to 50%. Before we continue, if you've liked the video thus far, please like it so that other seniors can see it and subscribe. We have more effective senior health tips videos coming out every day, and you won't want to miss the next one. 5. Black beans. Nobody discusses beans for brain health. That's a huge error. Japanese researchers evaluated 1,000 seniors for 15 years. Those who ate beans on a daily basis experienced 40% less cognitive impairment. That's better than other brain pills that promise miraculous effects. Beans have a unique combination of folate, magnesium, and resistant starch, creating ideal circumstances for brain preservation. Folate could be the most crucial brain vitamin you've never heard of. Folate is used by the brain to make dopamine and serotonin, two substances that are necessary for memory and mood. Low folate levels treble the risk of dementia. 1 cup of black beans has 256 micrograms of folate, which meets 60% of your daily requirement. However, beans provide benefits that supplements do not. They gently release folate, ensuring a continuous supply for your brain throughout the day. This constant release prevents the spikes and crashes that cause neuronal damage. The resistant starch in beans nourishes intestinal microbes. These bacteria create substances known as short-chain fatty acids, which travel to the brain and alleviate inflammation. Researchers at the University of Illinois discovered that eating beans 4 times per week reduced brain inflammation by 50% compared to eating them once a month. Less inflammation means improved memory. Black beans, pinto beans, and navy beans perform well. They have the highest concentrations of anthocyanins, the same molecules that give blueberries their brain protection. Soak the beans overnight before cooking. This lowers lectins, which are chemicals that might cause stomach problems. Incorporate a teaspoon of baking soda into the soaking water. It degrades complex carbohydrates that produce gas. Many people avoid beans for digestive reasons, missing out on great brain advantages. Cook the beans with cumin, ginger, or fennel seeds. These spices aid digestion and promote nutrition absorption. Never cook beans in an aluminum pot. Aluminum leaches into the beans and eventually accumulates in brain tissue. Use stainless steel or ceramic instead. Eat beans with foods high in vitamin C, such as tomatoes or bell peppers. Vitamin C boosts iron absorption from beans by 400%. The brain requires iron to generate neurotransmitters. Aim for at least half a cup of cooked beans 4 times each week. Number 4. Certain sorts of nuts. Loma Linda University researched 5,000 adults for 30 years. Those who ate nuts 5 times a week had 60% higher cognitive function in their 70s than non-nut eaters. Brain scans revealed anything intriguing. Nut eaters have greater gray matter, the brain tissue that houses the majority of your neurons. They literally had more brain to deal with. However, the type of nut is quite important. Walnuts are the best foods for brain health. They are the only nut that contains considerable amounts of alpha-linoleic acid, a plant-based omega-3. Your brain converts this to DHA, the same molecule found in fish. UCLA researchers fed elders 2 ounces of walnuts every day for 8 weeks. Memory test results improved by 19%. Brain scans revealed greater activity in the hippocampus. Walnuts also contain vitamin E, folate, and melatonin, forming a potent brain protective combination. Almonds rank second. This antioxidant contains vitamin E and protects brain cells from free radical damage. 1 ounce of almonds offers 37% of your daily vitamin E requirements. For 20 years, Johns Hopkins researchers analyzed 7,000 people. Those with the highest vitamin E intake were 53% less likely to develop Alzheimer's. Brazil nuts need a special attention. Just 2 Brazil nuts will meet your complete daily selenium requirement. Selenium eliminates heavy metals from the brain, particularly mercury, which kills memory cells. Eat nuts raw or dry roasted. Avoid oil roasted and overly salted types. The additional oils are typically harmful omega-6s that cause inflammation. Salt raises blood pressure, which reduces blood flow to the brain. Store nuts in the freezer. Their beneficial lipids quickly become rancid at room temperature. Rancid lipids harm brain cells. Frozen nuts last for a year. Consume a mixed handful every day, roughly 1 ounce or 28 grams. That's around 23 almonds, 14 walnut halves, or 18 cashews. Do not exceed 2 ounces. Nuts are high in caloric density. Weight gain raises the risk of dementia. The ideal time for nuts is in the morning or early afternoon. They deliver consistent energy without causing blood sugar increases. Soak almonds overnight to improve digestion and nutrient absorption. Soaking reduces phytic acid, which impedes mineral absorption. Combining nuts with dried fruit has synergistic effects. The fruit's inherent sugars aid in the transportation of nut nutrients to brain cells. Try walnuts and dried blueberries, or almonds and dried apricots. Number 3. Blueberries. Harvard researchers found a shocking revelation after studying 16,000 women for 20 years. Those who consumed blueberries twice a week postponed memory deterioration by 2.5 years. Their 70-year-old brains worked like 67-year-olds. The key is in anthocyanins, which are the chemicals that give berries their vivid colors. These anthocyanins pass across the blood-brain barrier and accumulate in memory areas. They don't just safeguard existing neurons, they also promote the development of new ones. Blueberries gained the moniker brainberry for good cause. Tufts University gave older rats blueberries for 2 months. These aged rodents unexpectedly negotiated mazes, like youthful rats. When the researchers studied their brains, they discovered enhanced neuron connectivity in the hippocampus. The same thing happens to humans. For 16 weeks, Cincinnati researchers administered freeze-dried blueberry powder to seniors with modest memory difficulties. Word recall increased by 33%. Fresh berries are ideal, but frozen are nearly as good. Freezing preserves anthocyanins. Actually, frozen wild blueberries have higher anthocyanins than fresh produced ones. Wild blueberries contain twice the antioxidants of normal blueberries. They're smaller, more powerful in flavor, and significantly better for brain function. Add berries to your morning oatmeal or yogurt. The combination multiplies the benefits. Oatmeal provides consistent glucose for brain energy. Yogurt's probiotics improve berry chemical absorption. Never wash berries until they're ready to eat. Water increases deterioration. Keep them unwashed in the refrigerator's crisper drawer. Place paper towels in the container to absorb any extra moisture. They will last a week. Consume at least a half cup of mixed berries every day. According to studies, the benefits peak after 1 cup. More does not provide extra protection. Organic berries are worth the additional cost. Conventional berries are heavy in pesticide residue. These poisons accumulate in brain tissue, potentially undermining the health benefits of berries. Number 2, extra virgin olive oil. Temple University researchers uncovered what sounds like science fiction. Extra virgin olive oil protects more than just your brain. It literally cleanses it. They treated mice with Alzheimer's using extra virgin olive oil for 6 months. Even the most dubious researchers were taken aback by the results. The oil activated autophagy, the brain's cellular garbage disposal system. It eliminates the harmful proteins that cause dementia before they form lethal plaques. The mice did 60% higher on memory tests. Their brains had 80% fewer tau tangles, the twisted proteins that cause cell death in Alzheimer's. Most notably, connections between neurons grew by 40%. They did not simply preserve brain connections. They grew new ones. This was not refined or light olive oil. Only extra virgin olive oil contains sufficient polyphenols to provide these effects. One component, oleocanthal, is very potent. Swallowing good olive oil causes a small burn in your throat. That burn indicates the presence of oleocanthals. Pharmaceutical corporations spend billions of dollars developing medications that mimic the effects of olive oil. But most people use olive oil incorrectly, negating its neurological benefits. Never cook with extra virgin olive oil over high heat. Temperatures exceeding 375 degrees annihilate polyphenols and produce toxic chemicals. It is suitable for low-temperature sautéing, salad dressings, and drizzling over cooked dishes. The ideal technique is to consume it uncooked. Mediterranean people drink a shot glass of olive oil every morning. This may sound excessive, but it gives optimum brain protection. Select your oil wisely. The majority of olive oil is either phony or diluted. A true extra virgin olive oil should taste fruity, sharp, and peppery. It should cause a mild burn in your throat. If not, it lacks polyphenols. Search for harvest dates, not expiration dates. Within 18 months of harvest, oil loses 50% of its polyphenol content. Dark glass bottles or tins protect from light damage. Never purchase oil in clear plastic bottles. Store the oil in a cool, dark place, not the refrigerator, but away from the heat of the burner. Consume 3 to 4 teaspoons every day for cognitive preservation. Some people are concerned about calories. Yes, olive oil is caloric. However, populations that consume the most olive oil have the lowest obesity and the best cognitive performance in old life. The oil enhances satiety, lowering total calorie consumption. Number 1. Lion's mane mushroom. It appears weird, like a white shaggy puffball. Yet this mushroom is challenging what doctors thought was possible. Lion's mane contains 2 distinct compounds, hericenones and adenosines. These increase the synthesis of nerve growth factor, NGF, a protein that causes the brain to create new neurons and repair damaged ones. That is not support. Rather, it is regeneration, and it is one of the only known natural compounds capable of doing so safely. In a double-blind 2022 clinical research published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, persons aged 65 and over who took lion's mane daily for 12 weeks showed considerable improvement in cognitive function, attention, and word recall, even if they had modest cognitive impairment at the start. When they stopped taking it, the benefits decreased, demonstrating that the effect was real. To try this today, the best way to use lion's mane is to cook it, with one of the most popular methods being to prepare it as a steak. Slice the mushrooms into thick rounds, brush lightly with olive oil, season with garlic powder and thyme, and sauté in a skillet over medium heat for 5 to 6 minutes on each side, or until golden brown. The end result is a meaty, scallop-like texture that is both satisfying and easy to chew for seniors. This simple dish can be served with steamed vegetables or over brown rice as a complete meal. If you can't find fresh lion's mane, supplements are a great option. Begin with 500 milligrams of lion's mane mushroom extract, taken once in the morning and once at night. Look for capsules labeled fruiting body only, as these contain the most powerful NGF-activated compounds. Avoid grain-based mycelium blends, which are less expensive and more diluted. You can also make it as a tea by steeping 1 teaspoon of dried lion's mane in hot water for 10 minutes. Most people store it incorrectly. Place the capsules or powder in a cool, dry cupboard away from the stove. Humidity depletes its potency over time. These are the 8 foods that can prevent dementia and restore memory as if you were 40 again. Finally, memory loss is not inevitable. What we have witnessed today is undeniable. Chronic inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, and poor circulation are quietly stealing your memories. But the right foods can turn them off. These are not fringe treatments. These are research-backed, neurologist-approved, and senior-proven. However, none of this matters unless you act now. If you are over 60, your brain is already changing, but there is still time to reverse it. Your mind is still your own. You just need to feed it properly. We now want to hear from you. What is one thing you have been forgetting more frequently lately? Which of these 8 brain foods are you most excited to try this week? Please leave your responses in the comments. If you want to continue walking this path with me, exploring health, healing, and deeper living in your golden years, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell icon. Every week, I'll be right here with you, telling everyone that we're still alive. We read and respond to every single one, and we enjoy hearing your stories. Remember that your best years are still ahead. Thank you for watching.